Hi, I'm Anabia and I'm a young journalist at the Boston High School newsroom. So, Miss Foster, I've heard of an event, Boston Brilliance. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
So I'm going to tell you all about Boston Brilliance. It's an event that we are so excited about here at Boston College. It started off as an idea to really bring Boston to life. It's something that I've done in a previous college. So we reached out and tried to find the most amazing digital artists, which we did. And so Boston Brilliance is going to be a festival on the 14th to the 15th of February, right in the heart of Boston, an opportunity for the people of Boston to come and see the architecture in a really different way.
You said you found some amazing artists for it. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
So the artists that we found are a company called the Projection Studio, and it's run by two people, Ross Ashton and Karen Monin. They are internationally renowned artists, and so we're super excited they've chosen to come to Boston.
Could you introduce yourself and tell us how you're involved with Boston Brilliance?
So I'm Claire Foster, Principal and CEO of Boston College. I come from a creative arts background, so I was really keen to give our students the opportunity to take part in an event that they would never forget. So working with the Projection Studio, we've got the chance to take our students into the centre of Boston to work alongside amazing artists to create something that I think for them will be life-changing and will certainly make a difference to the town of Boston.
And how is something like this funded?
So we've been able to reach out to the Arts Council and we wrote a really long bid. The council did the same. So we were able to secure funding from the Arts Council to give us the start that we needed to create this amazing event. We've got around about £200,000, which is a lot of money, but actually an event like this is really expensive. So we're really grateful to the Arts Council for that opportunity.
When did you start planning all of this?
So the planning for Boston Brilliance started, I would probably say, about 2 years ago. We had an idea that we would like to do it in November, but for different reasons we've chosen now to go into February. So it's taken quite a long time. We're working with the Projection Studio and our students are creating artwork as we speak now. But as you can imagine, there's an awful lot of stuff to do. So we need to create a place where people can feel safe. We've got lots of advertising and promotion to do. So it's a really long run up, actually. I don't think people realise how long it takes to put on an event like this.
What motivated you to start all of this and start planning this event for Boston?
I think some people think I'm a bit mad because I've got quite a big job already, but I'm absolutely passionate about Boston. I really want there to be something that people of your generation absolutely remembers. So for me to create an event like Boston Brilliance, I think that's what gets me up in the morning, because I know that what we're doing here is something really special. We're working in collaboration with so many people. We're working with the Culture Board, we're working with the council. We've got some amazing sponsors who've decided to give us a go and put some money into the pot. So I think the opportunity to work with so many people who are have the same mind as I do, that Boston is a really special place and we need to showcase it to the rest of the world.
Why is this event important to you?
That's a really good question. Why is this event important to me? I think it's important because it means that young people will get the chance to see their town in a really different way, a chance to be part of something much bigger than themselves and to see the town that they live and feel pride for where they live. So I think there's an awful lot of bad press about Boston. If you read some of the stories online or in newspapers, it can be painted as a really sad place, but I don't think of it like that. I think what we've got here is so special. The history, the heritage, there's so much we can shout about, and that's what excites me.
As you mentioned earlier, you said you've been planning this project for 2 years, so I can imagine that there must have been a lot of challenges faced. Could you tell us about some of these challenges?
Well, the challenges are so many. We've got logistical issues. We're going to close part of the town centre, and that in itself is quite a big deal. But it's making sure that we've got partners involved and we're aiming towards the same sort of event. So challenges are always around money. because funding is so important, and we need to make sure that people can see that taxpayers' money is used for the best reasons and that we're using it properly. And we want to make this an event that happens regularly, not just once. So it needs to be really good. So the challenge is to make something of a really high quality that people remember and people feel like, yes, we want to go next year and the year after to go and see Boston Brilliance.
Are you planning to create more events for Boston after Boston Brilliance?
Yeah, I love Boston. I think it's the most amazing town. So we want to keep on this trajectory of having lots of events. So we're working next year to put an event in the park. So this is new news to everybody. So you're getting a scoop on this one. So in July, we're going to have a park fest. There'll be bands playing. We're going to take the college into the centre of town. And that's to celebrate our 60th anniversary as a college. But then, as I said, after that, I really want Boston Brilliance to become a fixture in Boston's calendar, just like many of the things that we do already, like the Mayfair. So I want Boston to be known for Boston Brilliance and for it to be a place that people travel not just locally, but internationally to come to Boston and really see what we have here.
And an event this big, I'm sure it's not only Boston College who's involved, so who else is involved?
We've got lots of partners, the key ones being, as I mentioned, the projection studio, but Boston Borough Council have been so supportive of this event. They've got their own funding, of course, but we need to make sure that we work together so that everyone's on the same page. So that's a lot of communication, a lot of meetings, a lot of people trying to make sure that we get all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed. So other than that, we're also working with our sponsors to make sure that they feel that there's value for the money that they're going to spend on the event. Schools, we're getting schools involved, and also a lot of the tradespeople in town. So we really want people to think, actually, this is a reason to stay open on those 2 nights. So that the cafes, the bars, the shops, that they're open during the evening so that they can attract people for their businesses as well.
How many people do you think are working on this project right now?
Oh, goodness, how many people are working on this project? Including my team in the art and design team and the project managers, health and safety, estates. I'd probably say there's about 30 people will have some involvement at this point, but that will increase the closer we get to the event. So we're going to have our uniform public services students who are going to be working in the evening, making sure that we're all secure. Music and performing arts students, art and design students, catering students. We're going to be putting on food for visitors. So there'll be a lot of people when those 2 days come. So we're talking probably more in the realms of 150, 200 people.
Where is Boston Brilliance taking place?
So there are sites right across the town, starting at Cammocks, which is near the cattle market. So there's a projection there, right through Pescod Square, right into the centre of Boston. So there'll be projections across, I think it's about 10 buildings. So there'll be a real trail for people to follow when they get into town. So it's not just lights, there'll be sound as well.
You said you've got lots of people working on the lights. Who have you got working on the sound?
It's the same people that we've got working on the sound. So Karen and Ross, that's what they do for a living, and they create soundscapes as well as visual scapes. But our students are working on that too. So our music students are creating sound pieces to go alongside the projections, which is really exciting and amazing for them to be able to get that experience that, you know, people are going to see that from across the world potentially, their music and their artwork.
What do you hope to achieve for Boston Brilliance in the future?
My vision, my dream for Boston Brilliance is that it's something that isn't just a one-off, that it's something that Boston becomes known for. We know that we need to build an opportunity for people to want to live and to stay in Boston, to get those higher level skills. So my vision is that people can train to be projection artists and designers and production people, so that they can find a job here that pays really well and that they've got that longevity in Boston so they can stay here. And this becomes something that turns around the fortunes of Boston. The company that we're working with, they've seen that happen in France and in America. There's no reason that Boston can't be the next big thing.
This sounds like a really exciting event, so how can we help?
Schools are absolutely encouraged to be involved, so we're going to be doing some workshops in the new year. So the high school, Boston Grammar, and the other secondary and primary schools are very much invited to be part of that, to create some artwork for the projections. So I think the schools have already been involved to some extent. But we want you to promote it on your social media channels, to get the word out there, because no event is going to work if we don't have people going. So I'd like you to put it in your calendars as well and tell all your friends.
Well, Miss Foster, I think I can say that I'm very excited for this event. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming.
Cut.
You are amazing. You're the best interview I've ever had, and I've had a lot of interviews.